I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchange something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me, because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Man, welcome. I've been waiting all week to talk to y'all. I had an individual that I thought was going to be on last week, but we had some setup issues with the timing, and I was like, nah, we got to bring him back. And I told you we had him on before, and I said, we got to bring him back, and I couldn't think of a better time. Marketing people, talking to different people, I'm like, yeah, we need to bring him back now. Because I've heard conversations just walking around, listening to people, especially this time of year with tax time, all the people have with financial issues, things going up, gas prices raising, food prices raising, everybody got financial this, financial that, plus taxes, trying to take care of the families. And I was like, we need him back now, because he might have a couple of more. I know it ain't even on Mike too. I know he has some extra nuggets that we didn't get a chance to talk about last time that are going to help you this time. Now, again, if you didn't get a chance to hear what he said last time, go on back over to YouTube, watch it again, add those niggas from last time to this time, and he's going to give us more tonight, and I know it. I talked to him a little bit before the show, and you won't believe it. This man was still going, doing what he does best, which is help the people, not only with taxes, but hit their financial goals, take their families to the next level. I can keep going on and on about this gentleman all day. I can tell you everything that I know, but it still wouldn't do any justice. So why not just have him do it for himself? So I got to introduce the one, the only, the man with many hats, the man that'll help you with your financial issues. I gotta bring him on, Mr. Cameron Williams.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, I see you got that's a different work shirt than what you had on last time. That look real nice, man. What's
Yeah, man. Hey, we try to be a little fancy, try to do a little something,
just a tad bit fancy, but I like that logo. I like that logo.
Appreciate it.
Man, before I even get started, because we have a lot of people that tune in and hear amazing people like you, but they didn't get a chance to meet you last time. Some people, this is their first time meeting you. Can you please tell the world, who is Mr. Cameron Williams and what do you do? What services do you provide?
Okay, sure. My name is Cameron Williams. I am the owner of Kinley Accounting, and now we have another company called CCK Consulting. Kinley Accounting is literally a virtual accounting and tax firm. So if you have a small business, we handle your monthly accounting for you. Our motto is that we manage, we educate, and we collaborate. We will manage the accounting for you. You don't have to keep up with all the receipts and all that. You can, but you don't have to. We educate because we're finding that a lot of firms just do stuff where they don't do a great job communicating and empowering the business owner. So we put that as a premium for what we do. And then lastly, we collaborate with you. We're going to be on your team. We're going to be your accounting manager, supervisor, CFO, whatever that looks like, to not just be there and just do the books. You can find somebody to do that. But no, we want to help you to grow, make more money, save more money, reduce taxes, the whole nine. So we try to do it holistically. And of course, we do taxes. We just got out of tax season, so I think that's self-explanatory. And that's who we are.
Well, you threw a new nugget in there because we didn't know about. You say you and your family started another business.
Yes, we on business number 2 now.
What's this business entail?
So business number 2 is called CCK Consulting. And that business is basically helping. So last year we were able to reach a lot of goals, exceed a lot of goals. So what we wanted to do in a way to give back, because I'm a big believer in giving back, helping others, was how can we help other accounting firms and bookkeeping firms to have the same systems and procedures as we do, so that they can take on more work, so that they can be efficient, so that they can have systems which will help them to provide better service. As an accountant, you always want to be, I don't know if the word is safeguard your profession, but we hear so many horror stories, so we can help other firms to be professional and to have their tech stack correct so that they can help. And that just makes us look better as an industry. Then why not do it?
You just said something that I gotta cover this because I've never even thought about it this way until you just said it. Like, I'm all about telling people, like, yeah, you got gifts, you got purpose. It's all about giving back. But it never dawned on me that not only give back to the people, but to give back by helping others that might have the same gift, purpose, niche that you have, to make them better so that they can better serve the people. And it just, like, I never would have thought about that because of the simple fact that you don't hear about that. People are always in competition, trying to outdo the next person, but you're trying to make it so that not just outdo you, I want to help you so that you're better. So as a collective, we all can be better. Man, do you know how much that would help with me and many other people from reading reviews? I swear every time I want something new, I got to go read review for this company. Which one is better? If everybody adopted the CCK motto, you could just go out and pick anybody. When I say everybody, we got the right person on here. You just heard it himself. He's not just trying to help you be better, not trying to help you become better. He's trying to help those that you might work with be better. Even if you don't choose him and go with another company, he wants to help them as well. Cameron, that is amazing. So I got a question behind that, because you said that you saw that and that's something that you wanted to do. I didn't even think I was going this route, because we talked about your lovely family, the amazing things your wife does. Mm-hmm. How did your wife, was she involved with that process of coming up with this new business venture?
More than likely, yes. I'm trying to remember how it started. I think this was the idea started with me and my marketing guy. His name is Cameron Montgomery. He's out of Idaho. And he runs a company called Apex Methods. So, of course, if you guys need marketing help, check him out. And we were just talking about how, man, we see all these accountants and things that were like basics to me. I'm like, they don't know about, this process or that, or that's not the real issue. They're not attacking the core issue. They need better systems. And so we just came up with it and we were like, why not do it? Because I'm a big believer that what's for me is for me. If God got something for me, it ain't nothing you're gonna do about it. No, it ain't got nothing to do with you. So we're all at different levels. We all handle different niches. Like my niche is mainly with marketing agencies. Do we help other people and have other clients? Sure. I have a PR firm. We have some real estate agents, but my main bread and butter is helping marketing agencies. So if you're helping chiropractors or dentists or real estate agents or whoever, it's slightly different just because each industry has its own quirks, but why not help them? I mean, this is stuff that I think I'm at 11 years of doing accounting now. Hey, if I can help you to skip some of my speed, or they want speed bumps to me, they just hurt. But if I can help you skip that, why not do it? Hey, don't do this, because if you do this, you have to waste time, money, energy, effort, late nights, etc. So it just kind of came together really fast, but we just finished up a beta. And so now I'm mentoring a group of other bookkeepers and accountants, and we're about to even scale it to another level now that we're out of tax season officially.
Man, you dropped a couple nuggets there, and we cannot let it go by. Again, welcome everybody for joining into the show. Mom's here. My mom's always going to be here. My wife's here. She always chimes in, and she already loves what you're saying. My wife loves what you're saying. You must be speaking something. Gary, welcome, man. Welcome, brother. We're glad you're here. Mama B is in the house, and my pop's in the house, but Mama B said it best. Train the trainer, and what you said, what is for you is for you. I need everybody to understand that, because Cameron said something right then. He said all the way to your core. When something is for you and it's deep down coming from your core, that gift, that passion, like he said, those weren't speed bumps for him. They were like minor hurdles. He doesn't mind helping others because it's not nothing for him. It's like a little hurdle. Just go around it, go over it, whatever you got to do. But just don't stop in the pursuit of doing what you got to do, even if it means training others in your field. And I had a little funny, and I want to go to it because you said we're coming out of tax season. I remember when we talked last time. It was around tax season, right at the end of it was at the end of tax season, but like at the end of the year, and you're telling everybody what to get ready for and what to do. Now that this tax season is over, how many problems or how many situations or how many hurdles did you come into with people not being prepared for tax season?
Man, people was getting beat up this year, man. What we saw, like if I had to pick some trends, the biggest one I've seen were those stimulus payments and the child tax advance letters. We kept saying, hey, we know it's confusing, but go on the IRS website, do a screenshot and send it to me. Or if you got the letter, I think I have mine over here somewhere, but if you have the letter, then hey, bring it and then scan it into the portal so we can just go straight off that. People didn't do it. Oh, they just sent me one instead of both. Or hey, I think, and I'm like, no, don't think. Go screenshot. No. I can't get into the portal. And now it's a situation where I've had people calling. They're like, hey, I got these letters. I read it, and right on the front, recovery, rebate, RRC, or child tax advance not correct. So we recalculated. So it's very, very, very important. When it is tax time, guys, you cannot play. I think people logically get it, but realistically, the IRS has all of your information. All we're doing is matching what they have. Yep. So when your boss sends your W-2, the IRS has it right here, and they're waiting for on that tax return. You better have every single digit the exact same. And then it matches. When it does not, or you just don't turn in a tax return, or you put the wrong things in, you're going to get a letter. And that freaks out everybody. Some of them are easier to fix than others, but You have to have all your documents. You need to turn them in. You want them to be neat. You want to scan them in correctly. You want the scan to be good. You know, you don't want to scan something that look like that. You know, scan it where it's nice and neat. It's legible. And then, you know, be attentive to your tax preparer. You know, we're always doing more than one tax return at a time. So when we ask you for something, get it back to us. Make it nice and clear. Send it the way that we asked you to. It should never be through email, always through a secure portal. But we're doing that. So in case you get that letter, it's super easy to either go, don't worry about it. I got it right here. No, we can argue this, or you didn't give it to me. So gotta pay what you owe. So we saw that a lot. And then with businesses, I was blessed this year to have a lot of my clients actually do like their first major one. So of course we had the financials, which made it a lot easier. It was just very straightforward. There were some people who kind of had the side hustle, or I'm not sure yet. And it's real rough to try to, hey, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? Because it's not that much I can try to teach you in 30 minutes or through email for this one time for something that took place over 12 months. So if you're a business, and I always tell people this too, I'm not trying to make a sale. So I always tell people, hey, if I can't help you, that's fine. You know, you can always come back later, but literally until you're making 7,000-8,000 plus, you don't need me. You don't need an accountant. You can track this by yourself. Well, you have to be disciplined, of course. But, you know, keep track of it. Just even if it's every other week or once a month, go in and put what you bought, because I've literally seen $30,000 difference in regards to net income, or $11,000 difference in regards to taxes owed, just because people didn't track it. So keep track of that. Once you hit that 7 to 8K mark, that's when it's time to find an accountant. And then when you find one, find somebody that will not just do the accounting or the books for you, but can give you real value. They can help you. They can give you guidance. They can give you wisdom. They can give you strategies. And just know, yes, you are going to have to pay them more than, I don't even know what the normal rate is, but don't think, hey, I'm going to get all this tax advice because I want my stuff like Donald Trump. And you're only going to pay like $300 a month. That's not how that works. If you want those kind of strategies and somebody in your business to really break it down and help you to make more money, and let's cut this and try this, just be aware that you're going to have to pay a premium because it's a premium service. So that's kind of a lot in a short time, but those are kind of the main things that we've seen through tax season. So take that how you want it, guys. But yeah.
No, it ain't no yeah, because you said some things right there. So let's start with the first one, your personal taxes.
Okay.
I don't understand. I try to, like me. I'm one of those very fortunate. It's my knowest other people out there. I'm blessed. My mom does taxes. I already told her, I was telling her, I'm like, hey, mom, when we start getting into the big bucks, you're not doing taxes anymore. And she's like, no, we don't have to do that. You know, I know how to do it. And I'm like, I know you how to do it, but you're going to be over here retired with me and my family and everybody else that we retired, from mother-in-laws to my dad, everybody retired. We're not doing no work. So we're going to go find amazing people. I already told you that. I'm coming to talk to you. We're not gonna skip that little key point because I know who you are. But people don't understand. It's no different than a car, no different than your house. When you have certain services that have to be done, yes, I know people get out there and do the in the driveway mechanics. They get on the roofs and do the makeshift on their houses when they need repairs. But whenever you need to do something, you take it to the professional. That's not your, I don't want to say gift, because some people can dibble and dabble, but that's not your thing. You have to take it to somebody, because then you get to the end and you're like, well, I got all these stimulus checks. I thought Uncle Sam was just giving me money. No, Uncle Sam is, I don't know, unless we miss something. I have never in my life seen Uncle Sam give something that he didn't want something back. So no, it's not yours. So you need to, whenever, like Cam was saying, track your spending. And it's not just for tax purposes. You need to track your spending just so you can get to the next level of your life. Because I don't care what you're doing purpose-wise. We all know money makes the world go round. We need it to survive. You need to have track of your expenses. And then I like how you said with the business expenses, you gave them when you start to get to that $7,000 to $8,000 buffer range. Let's be honest, it's time to go get some help because you're trying to do personal everyday life and then business expenses. Go get help. Trust me, you don't want to have to go and pay backwards. And I saw that thought just run across your head. Go on, give it to us. We don't want to let go back.
Thing, right? So the reason why, and you know, some people may be like, "Oh, Cameron, that's kind of mean or rough or off-putting." I'm not saying it for the reason of like we so fancy that we can't help you. I mean, I've had clients that started out at 3 or 4K and they've grown, you know, and that's not a problem. What we find is by the time you're hitting $7,000 or $8,000 a month, you've established a solid proof of concept. So it's not like oh, I got lucky. It's not oh, I think I know. You making 7K a month, first off, you already making more than most everybody. And at this point, now you know what to do. It's just a matter of guidance so you don't put the right energy in the wrong area. And on top of that, in regards to accounting, notice there's a difference between bookkeeping and accounting.
Can you explain that?
Okay, bookkeeping, think bare bones minimum. So like bookkeeping would be, I bought this at Walmart. This is office supplies. Basics. That's bookkeeping. We just putting it in the right buckets. Accounting is actually interpreting the data and then using that data to help you to do whatever the objective is. You need to be looking at accounting as it's an investment. It's not an expense. When you're at that 5,000 or lower, if you were like me, which was 4 years ago, almost 5, I think almost 5 years ago now, something in there. When I was making $3,000 a month, everything was about paying the bills and putting food on the table. I didn't care nothing about an investment. I need to know, can I pay these bills? I need to pay my rent and water and groceries. So at that point, accounting is an expense. If it's past $250, I don't want it. Even though I know I may need it, you may jack it up. More problems in the future. Versus at 7, 8, 9, 10,000, you understand, oh my gosh, I'm making more money than I probably was prior. How do I track this? What is this going to mean for my taxes? Am I going to owe a lot of money? Is there, now you understand it's worth it to pay $500, $750, $1,000 a month to an accountant, because let's just use easy numbers. I pay you $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. First off, that's a business expense. More than likely, that $12,000 you just paid helped you to save probably at the least that much in taxes, plus some. And it sets you up. Now you got somebody you can call and, hey, what do I do about this? You have systems. You don't have to worry about trying to save all your receipts in a little manila folder. Like, there's so many things that come with it, but it's an investment. So that's it.
No. You said it just right, because I want people to relate that not just for business, but with your own personal finances as well. When it comes down to building wealth, to accumulating wealth, you don't want to keep living at paycheck to paycheck. Well, I guess this day and age it's not paycheck to paycheck. You don't want to keep living direct deposit to direct deposit. It's time for you to do something different, and don't look at that as an expense. Look at that as an investment. Because we will go out there and spend money on all types of things except the things that we need in order to get where we're trying to get. And if, like Cam just said, it's a tax write-off. You can't write off when you go throw the money and blow it up in there. Now, I'm not saying don't go have fun, but you can't write that off unless you talk to Cameron, because I'm pretty sure it's a way you can write off some of those.
We got some ways.
Business expenses.
We got some ways.
Oh, no. But you said, like he said, hey, not that he say they fancy or not. I beg to differ, especially with that nice looking shirt on, looking real fancy with that logo. Looks fancy to me. But I saw something, because we keep doing this and raising our hands and stuff, and I caught a glimpse of something on your wrist.
Oh, you talking about your band? Yeah, I wear this. Every day.
Man, I see you got the band on. I want to ask you a question, because I've never asked this question to anybody, and since you're the first person, I've seen other people see with it on, but it's in pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What does that band mean to you?
For me, well, this is something I would always tell myself anyway. So, my life, or I try to make it all about just keeping things simple. Because what did I say? Complexity is like the enemy of execution or something like that.
Ooh, that's nice.
But for me, I just like to keep things simple. If I can live in purpose and walk in that, it was like I was saying earlier, God will open door. Like Kinley Accounting wasn't like a Cameron idea. So that in and of itself is a whole different story. But just when you can walk in purpose and live in it, things are easier because you're probably doing what you've always done for free anyway. It just so happens you're probably more aware. You may learn how to monetize it, but it's easy. It's not a struggle. I don't have to force myself to help and encourage others. I've been doing that since I can't even remember how far back, and I did it for free. It just so happens I'm doing it now in regards to people's finances and tax information. So I always like to just be reminded, and that's why I wear mine.
So I didn't know you were going there with that. And again, I appreciate the support. I'm glad that it helps with something that you already were working on, but you said something and I want people to catch it. You are already doing something growing up. I don't think people understand that truly. I really don't. People, as by human nature, you're gonna help people. It's just which type of people are you helping? Some people help that got a small group. Some people try to help the world. Some people just try to help their family. Some people just try to help the neighborhood they're in. But we all are trying to help somebody. And like Cameron said, when it just got to the point where now he kind of gets paid helping people do what he loves. What's for you, he said it again, what's for you is for you. You've already been doing something, but you've been running away from what you're supposed to be doing, and you're wondering why you're having a hard time. You're basically running in the wrong direction. Cameron could have picked any kind of way to do his business. Him and his wife, they could have went and not helped others. They would be running from the person that they are supposed to be. Let me give you a good example. If you're driving down the street, you got a destination to get to, point A, point B. Everybody knows you drive on the right side of the road unless you're in a different country where you drive on the left. You drive down the right side of the road. If you just happen to try to drive down the left side of the road to get from point A to point B, I got a good feeling that you're going to have a lot of wrecks. You're going to run into a lot of people, make a lot of crashes. You're not going to get to your destination. And many of us throughout our life, and some people still fighting with this, are not making it to their destination because they're going in the wrong direction on the wrong side of the road. That doesn't necessarily have to be a car. You keep running into the same people because you think they're your friends. You think they're your circle, and you just keep running into them because y'all are on the wrong side of the road. You either need to turn around and go in the right direction or get on the right side of the road and do what Cameron does and chase your dreams, follow your dreams, live with your purpose, on purpose. Now, I would be remiss because you told us so much of the amazing stuff, because you said that that the original business was not your idea. And I'd be remiss because I try to tell people, there's nothing that you can do without a strong person beside you, behind you, and in front of you. And I know your wife has played a very instrumental part in all the stuff, because you said it. I didn't even come up with this one. And she's been right there beside you, behind you, and in front of you at many times.
Yep.
Can you explain to people, because nobody, I can tell it all day long, but it takes somebody like you that is actually another living witness of this. Can you explain how having a strong partner, queen, wife, however you want to display it, next to you, helping you get through these ventures?
Look, let me tell her I'm finna shout her out so I can get some brownie points.
Hey, tell her to watch the show, because I didn't forget, because you shouted it out so well last time.
On the she downstairs with the baby. That's why I got to say.
Matter of fact, hey, well, I ain't gonna say come hop on the camera because I know the kids. She might not. She be like, I'm with the kids. Leave me alone.
No, they in the bed. But no, so yeah, it wasn't my idea. So back to the purpose thing. Again, why I have it on my wrist. What happened was, so I used to work for, I think at that point they were the #1 card processing company. And at that point I was an accounting supervisor getting paid probably more than most. I think I was 26-year-olds, and I was happy. I was working my butt off, super duper tired though. But a situation happened where they basically did layoffs across the board. I was on that layoff. If you're on the supervisor level, And I didn't know what to do. I was applying to jobs and I'm like, I ain't never struggled to get a job before. Why am I struggling now? I got these degrees. I got 3 degrees. I got all this experience. And I remember just praying about it. And my wife basically told me that in so many words, God said, basically, I'm blocking you from getting another job because you have gifts, talents, and abilities on the inside of you that you would never even investigate or try to use if I just put you back on another job. So I'm blocking you, but I got you though. In the meantime, you're gonna be straight. I'm gonna take care of you. So first off, I didn't know what that meant. Because all I knew was I had the gift to encourage people, but I'm like, I don't want to be no motivational speaker, probably no money in that. And then I remember my buddy, he was working in QuickBooks and he's like, man, this is so confusing. I'm like, nah, that's easy. And that's when it kind of dawned. But even with that, I was like, no, because I was letting my personal insecurities get in the way. I'm like, my wife's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. You love numbers. That was easy for you. And you can encourage people. You can do their accounting. And here I go, man. Who gonna want to hire me? Who gonna want to work with me? Do you know I just got laid off? She's like, Cameron, nobody knows that unless you tell them. She was like, and just because you got laid off, that doesn't define who you are. She was like, most of the time when stuff like this happens, people go on this like crazy journey and end up being real successful. I wasn't trying to hear that, but long story short, basically ended up just jumping out in faith. All right, God, I don't know what we're doing. Because, they don't teach you how to be the owner. They teach you how to be the worker bee. So I know, you had to do all this stuff, but fast forward, that was in July 2018. So fast forward to now, almost 4 years in July. We're a successful company, but it's all God. And it's not even the principle of being a business owner. It's been more so that me being a business owner gives me the freedom to do all the things that I really enjoy, to be able to spend more time with the kids, to be able to be more active at church, to encourage people in wherever I end up, at the grocery store, at the gym, wherever. So it really just kind of freed me up to still do my thing. And it just so happens I'm actually pretty good at what I do, and I care about the people. So that's how we got there.
You dropped so much stuff on us, and we again thank you for everybody that's tuning in because they still coming in. Like Janetta, what's up? Miss talking to you. EB in the house, and he talking about you probably are already walking and living in your purpose, and you dropped some nuggets, and one of them was God was holding you back because that wasn't the way He wanted you to go. Like I want everybody to understand what Cam was saying. Like it's not that God is necessarily stopping you from being great because God did not create us to be regular. He didn't create us to be average. He wanted us to have greatness. That's the whole reason He created us. God is not in the failing business. He's only in the winning business, and He wants you to go a certain way. And there's times when you run into not just roadblocks, but straight walls, and you can't get ahead, and you're wondering like, why God? Why God? That's not the way He wants you to go. So He will do certain things to divert you and get you back on the right side of the road because He sees you running down the left side in the wrong direction. So that could be something from like in Cam's situation. He got laid off. It wasn't laid off because Cam wasn't great at what he did. It was laid off because God didn't want him that way. And He's trying to divert him back. And part of that diversion is helping him understand this is what it takes to do. And I promise you, I've seen it within myself. I've seen it within others. That's probably what I do with my coaching. Like I watch others and I listen to what they're saying. And people are in their ear telling them, the people that are closest to you, the ones that really have your back, the nuggets are dropping, the signs are opening up. You ever see something and be like, man, just out the blue and be like, I can do that. Oh, I can handle that. Like Cam said when his friend came up, was like, oh, that's not that easy. That's not that hard. I can help you with that. That is happening because those are your signs. On when you're going in a certain direction, it says turn right here. The GPS says go straight, exit at this exit, go 1, 2, 3 more miles. Those are signs. That's your GPS. And many of you are not following your GPS. And you're wondering why you're having the problems that you're having. And Cam just gave you the nuggets. What? You have to listen to the signs. His wife was there. His friends was there. He remembered what he learned growing up. But it was one key thing that he said. They don't teach you how to own it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying school isn't as important. School is very important. Your education is key, But I want you to understand what you're taking away from that education. They are molding you into who they want you to be. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it aligns with who you're supposed to be. But Cam said it. You leave high school. What are you going to do in college? And they go to college. And when you get to college, they got business management, hotel management, and Cam's situation, financial management. Everything is management. Where's the business ownership? Where's the financial ownership? You're basically being taught how to manage somebody else's dreams. And until you do what Cam did and his family did, get on the right side, the right path, and pay attention that you need to be owning yourself, owning your dreams, following your path. Until you do that, you're just going to keep going down the wrong side of the road, wondering why you're still having crashes and wrecks. But we're not going to go into that. But you said you text your wife. And I know I saw it. It was funny. And you're saying, like, I'm not a speaker and I wasn't going to do this. And you're talking about your wife. Before I even go down that route, you think you're not a speaker. But I beg to differ from the videos that I've seen of you on YouTube.
I mean, now, yeah. But at that point, you know, I would think of somebody like, what's his name? Eric
Thomas?
Yeah, like him. I'm like, okay, that's cool and everything, but I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. But you know, God got a sense of humor, so
tell him what you want to do and watch him laugh.
Yeah.
I say that for a simple reason, because for one, besides death, speaking is the number one fear of most people in the world.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. And see, the funny part is I've never been scared to speak in front of people or to people. I just was like, I don't see how that can be a career. I don't know the first thing about trying to, but with the accounting, I mean, I literally talk to people all the time, be on the phone with them all the time. I'm active in my church, so I'm talking to people all. So that part was never an issue. I just didn't know that you could, you know, do it.
You are help. I want you to understand how you help people, and I hope everybody got that takeaway. When it comes to what you do, I don't care what it is, that fear of thinking you can't do something, I promise you that you do it more than you know. Everybody talks. It's just one of the ways to communicate. You can't help it. Now, whether or not you want to be that person that goes and steps on the stage, like Cam said, at Eric Thomas, a teacher is a speaker. A pastor is a speaker. A coach is a speaker. You talking to your family and friends, that's speaking. You giving guidance to your kids, that's a speaker. It's just how you relay the information and fuel that fire to get them going. And I was joking, messing with Cam about the YouTube, but Cam does have a YouTube that touches on certain parts of what we're talking about tonight. So before we even go further, Cam, can you please provide everybody with that information just so they can get that YouTube knowledge, get them subscribers up so that they can get some information from you?
Well, we got 2 YouTube channels. One is like strictly accounting, how to save money, how to help with your taxes, accounting tips, secrets, all of that. That would be, of course, Kinley Accounting. That's on YouTube. The second one is just my name. And I'm literally just trying to vlog my journey. So like the ones, and I forgot to post one today, but like just what is it like to be a business owner? What are the steps? You know, you'll see on Instagram all these people, I'm out here with the jet and the Maserati. Like, that ain't how it worked for everybody. Especially in my case, like I literally started from scratch. I didn't have any startup money or angel investors. It was like, all right, all I know is get this one software. I didn't know what it was like to build systems and, you know, what is it like to get your name out there? What is that process? I didn't know I had to drive all over Atlanta to do that. You know, then, okay, I have some success, but then maybe a client leaves. What did I learn from it? Okay, seasons changing. And then, you know, last year we were able to hire our first employee. So what was that like and how to manage them? You know, this year, you know, we've blown our projections out the water and we've already made more in the first quarter than I think we made the first 2 quarters last year. So it's like, what are all these different things like? What does it feel like? And then in my case, I have a young family, a 4-year-old and a newborn. So what is it like to be balanced? How do you incorporate that in? Trying to turn your brain off and not work 24/7 and still be happily married. Like, that's what we vlog about. Like I said, that's just at my name, Cameron Williams. So hopefully, again, look at it. Hopefully it'll save you some heartache, some speed bumps, and you can just learn something from it. That's the main thing. I would love it to where people were starting their business, they look at that and like, okay, let me not do these things. Or even my kids, 20 years from now, they can go back and be like, dang, you did this, you did that. So we just vlog the journey, hope it helps people, and keep it rolling.
I know. So you just gave so much. For one, let's work backwards.
Okay.
You said 20 years from now when your kids can go back. I want everybody to understand what that means, because we all, let's be honest, we want to leave a legacy. I don't know too many people that don't want to leave something for their family. And like Cam said, he has a young family. There's things that he's doing now where his young kids won't comprehend it. There's things you're doing now. Let's say you don't have a family yet and you're thinking about starting a family, or your kids go a different way, but then you have grandkids. It's little nuggets that you're not going to remember to leave. YouTube and little videos and shows like this, those are those nuggets being left behind. See, in the past, let's just be honest with, I'm black, we're black. We didn't have certain nuggets left behind for us.
Facts.
We were going off of word of mouth passed down through generations. And I don't know if and I hope everybody had a childhood where they played the game where you sit in a circle and you tell somebody, we call it a telephone. You tell somebody a secret in their ear, and by the time it makes around the circle, it's totally different.
Yep.
Well, for many of us, that's what happened throughout our life. Nuggets were being passed down, but the story and those nuggets changed over and over. You heard them like my great-granddad. We walked to school 10 miles uphill in the snow both ways. And you like, oh, you're doing great. Then you get older, like, how can you walk uphill both ways? Like, that means you'll never come back. But the story changed. So Cam has already got somewhere he's leaving it out there, those nuggets on YouTube. It's not just for him. It's an example for what you can do to help with your family. What you can help as you start on your journey, because it does no good till you get to the end of your journey and it's time for you to get called home and nobody knows what you did to get there. Nobody knows how you got there. Nobody knows what to do. I know in our community, one of the biggest and saddest things I've always seen, you'll have that one pioneer in the family, set the family up, get to the end, they pass away, and then within 5 years or less, the family's broken again because nobody was taught how to carry it on, because there was one not documented, the word of mouth didn't get passed right, or the lessons weren't learned. And it's not that a negative for the family. In Cam's situation, you sometimes have people that are just too young and not equipped to understand what they're learning at that time. So you have to leave that. I'm glad you said that about leaving that documentation, documenting that journey so people can understand what's happening, because the most successful people, if you go look back, they have a documentation of their trail. I don't care if you go back to Jeff Bezos. We all know what, when you go back, he started Amazon in his little warehouse in his mom and dad garage. You go back to Harley Davidson, we see the picture of the old garage. It's the documentation of their journey. And I want everybody to think about that. Where does the documentation of the journey for you start? Is it already being documented? Or are you the one that needs to start the documenting? Are you the one that needs to start the legacy? Because it has to start with somebody. Don't leave it to your family members to start it. You need to start it. But that's a whole nother story. I'm glad you dropped that nugget in there, Cam. So when you say what it takes for a business to get started, is somebody sitting there right now that's like, I want to start. What would be a couple of key nuggets you would tell them to consider right now, without watching the YouTube, that would be right now to help them at least start on their journey?
As in to be a business owner?
Anything, whatever it takes, business owner or the path to start a journey to financial freedom, whatever it may be.
All right, so those would be two different answers. If it's financial freedom, you have to first get a sense of where you are financially, right? Do you have a lot of debt? Like, do you need to deal with that first? Do you have a lot of extra cash and it's just sitting there? Are you paycheck to paycheck? Like, first we need to assess, where are we now? Where are we trying to go? And then work backwards so that you can kind of plan it out. So one of the first things to try to do is eliminate debt. There's the snowball method, aka you try to pay the biggest bill off first, or you can do the smallest one, and then keep paying them off. You can go that route. If it's, hey, we got all this money, we just don't know what to do with it, well, maybe you need to find a financial advisor so that you can sit with them. And I know plenty, if you need some off the top of my head. Mark Bloom, he's here. All these people are in Atlanta. So you got Mark Bloom, he's a financial advisor. You got Chloe, I don't know why I can't think of her more. She's a financial advisor. So find somebody like that. Yes, go Google their names. They're here in Atlanta. Find somebody like that who can say, okay, I have all this money. Can we put it in Roths, IRAs, SEPs, 401ks, backdoor Roths, whatever? Hey, let's plan for retirement. Do you have life insurance? Do you have disability? So you can go into so many different things. But basically, to keep that super short and simple, where are you now? Where are you trying to end up? And then let's back into that plan starting today. How do we get there? If it's about starting a business, I will tell you that starting a business is not for everybody. They often say the people who made straight A's in schools are not the people who run businesses. Those are the perfect workers. And then the C and D folks, those are the best ones. Why? I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. But I will tell you that everybody's not cut out to be a business owner. It's nothing wrong with being a number 2 or a number 3. And that's okay. Some people, they cool with working at a job. I clock in, I clock out. I don't care about it. I don't want to know about nothing after 5 or 6. And that's fine. If that's you, ain't no shame in the game. I respect it. It is what it is. For those of you who think like, no, I think I have something, or I think I can bring something different, just know it's going to be a grind. But after you consistently put in that work, it's going to get better. You may need some accountability. Like I have a tribe of people. Shanita Jones, that's one of my mentors. Jamie O'Kane, it's my other mentor. Then it's a tribe of us accountants that we literally talk all day throughout the day. I'm the youngest. I don't know how. And I'm the only guy, so I don't know how that works. But, you know, Shannon, Sonia, Sandy, we're talking every day about, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I've never heard of this IRS ruling. What do you think? What's the effects? Have a group of people that can hold you accountable, that can pour into you. Now I'm starting to mentor my own set of accountants and bookkeepers. So not only am I getting poured into, but now I'm pouring into other people. And then you got to be willing to do a lot of learning. When you're a business owner, it's different. You know what I'm saying? You have to know everything, at least enough to be dangerous. I know enough about marketing to be dangerous. I'm not going to say I'm a marketing guru. My main thing is accounting, but you have to know HR, customer service, marketing, advertising, sales, closing, things that you would have never thought to know because you were always, in my case, I was just doing accounting. I have my accounts. As long as I do my accounts, they not tripping, I'm good. Not no more. I got to be client relations. I got to be able to talk to all of them. I got to be able to understand where they're coming from. If they're coming from a bad situation, hey, that's not us. Do more hand-holding. So there's so many different things. You're going to have a steep learning curve. And it's, to me, the more work you can do on the front end, the easier it will be and the faster it will be. Number 2 or 3, you got to believe in yourself. I tell all my people, those accountants that I'm pouring into, hey, you're the authority. You got to believe that you can get the job done and or you smart enough to go figure it out. Of course, we'll take our bumps and bruises and we don't know everything, but do your best. Be okay with just having to learn and bumping your head. That's part of the game. Go all in, bet on yourself. If you can, show up to somebody else's job and give them your 100% effort, you would be cheating yourself if you didn't do the same for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into like, should you quit your job and go all in or work that up to a certain stage? That's a whole different convo and different strokes for different folks. As you heard in my story, I ain't had that option, so I just had to be all in. But just go for it. Like I said, in my case, it's a whole bunch of praying that go with that. I'm praying every morning, like, Lord, what we doing today? Because I ain't smart enough to run all this. But there's so many different things we can talk about. But basically, just know it's not for everybody. And if it's for you, get several mentors, get people to hold you accountable, find people that are like-minded, because somebody who's working a job can't really speak to me because we don't live the same life. My clients just hit me. They don't care that it's 7:55, even though the office don't open till 10. All they know is I need help. So it's a little bit different wiring, but go for it, pray about it, do your best, get a circle, get a tribe, get mentorship, be willing to bump your head. Be willing to put in a ton of work at the front end, because a lot of the things that I did in year 1 and year 2 are now paying dividends in year 3 and 4. So all you can focus is on the inputs, not the outputs. And what that means, in other words, the things I can control and do every day, that's what I do. I can't control that I'm going to sign 10 people today. I have no idea. All I can do is market, hit my sales goals or numbers or whatever that is, and then do my best. So that's a whole bunch. Hopefully something in there stuck, but yeah.
Something there stuck. This might be the first time it is since I've been doing this show. And I don't know if you did this because you've been on the show before. And
Nope.
you know, I normally get to the end. I'd be like, hey, I want you to lead the audience with something. This is the first time I don't have to say that because you gave us so many nuggets. For one, you have to be able to pour into others. We got that. But if you don't have somebody pouring into you, eventually your cup is going to be empty. Your pitcher is going to be empty and you'll be empty. So you have to find people that pour into you. And Cam said it best, mentors. I don't know if many people know this, but Oprah Winfrey, she has mentors. Jeff Bezos has mentors. We're talking about people that are making billions. They have mentors. I need everybody to understand that just because you're great at what you do, it's natural to you, you still need a mentor. You have to always be open to learning. I tell people to have multiple mentors. I tell you have a spiritual mentor, a financial mentor, a fitness and health mentor. You have to have different people for different aspects of your life. Your aspects may be different than mine. My mentors just happen to line up with my 5 pillars, but I have people that pour back into me as I continue to pour into others. And as they say, keep the cycle going. Now, I agree with Cam. Being a business owner, entrepreneur, it's not for everyone. We're not saying quit your 9 to 5.
Yeah, say that part again, because some people, that's easy.
Yeah.
I can be on a plane.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, it's you seen a lion in the jungle. That's what your life is. If you don't go out there and kill that zebra or that gazelle, you're just hungry.
You're gonna be
that's
hungry.
compounded when you're married. In my case, when all this started, my second, she's 4 now, but she was like 3 months old when I got laid off. And when I started the business, she was maybe 10. She wasn't even a year yet. So that's a lot of pressure to say, oh, I'm going to go out here and jump on my own. But, if I don't go out here and make a sale, or I don't close a client, or I don't charge them enough, or I don't charge them at all because I'm trying to be nice, we not eating tonight, or we eating grits 3 nights in a row. Like we eating sandwiches, like it's peanut butter and jelly. That's the part of the life that they're not going to tell you about. And that's the part where it shows you, like, am I built for this? There's some statistic, I think, that like 75% of businesses don't make it past 2 years. We made it to year 4. So, and I ain't saying that to brag, that's all God, but I'm just letting you know, like, it's not a game. It's not cute. It's not I got super lucky. No, it's a lot of praying, and it's a lot of hard work and bumping your head and staying up till 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, waking up at 9 and doing it all over again. So it's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's why I said some people, hey, live your life at that 9 to 5, make your money, and kill it. We need you. I promise. We are not hating. We not mad. We not angry. But if you're one of those lucky few who are wired that way, or God just set it up that way, go for it. It's brighter days, and there you go.
You said it best. That's what we were saying. That person, it's not a bad thing if you work a 9 to 5. You are needed just as much as the next person. It's not equipped for. If everybody was an entrepreneur, who's gonna do the work? We all can't just be straight chasing entrepreneurship. Chasing entrepreneurship isn't the only way to attain your goal. I know many people like I've met. I got family members and friends that are nurses and doctors, and that's a 9 to 5. I don't care how you try to put it. That's a 9 to 5. I know people that are teachers. It's a 9 to 5, but that's just what their passion is in. 9 to 5 does not mean negative, and I know the world and social media make it look like it's a bad thing. You can't win, you can't live great. That's not true, because Cam said it best. Entrepreneurs ain't just running out here jumping on jets and flying all around the world. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have really many entrepreneurs. We'd just have a bunch of CEOs, bosses
that's sitting around flying on jets and no job getting done. I'm trying to tell you, no matter which path you do, Cam said it best. You just have to find a balance. He said it. You have to find a balance. I don't care what you do. It's still a work-life balance. No matter if you're the entrepreneur or the 9-to-5, you have to find a balance. And he said it himself. Some of it was holistic. Remember, I told you, I'm all about everything that you can do to help. And I seen my sister Raven came in, Raven Thizzle. If you need holistic, she's there too. I'm telling you, it's mentors and people that can help coach you all over the place. And they're there for you to help you on your journey. The same way financial. Cameron is here for you. Taxes, Cameron is here for you. If you have a business that you know that hasn't been doing good, guess what? Cameron is now reaching out and he's helping those same individuals within his same niche. You might need to say, hey, I don't like how y'all do business. Y'all might need to go hit up CCK. They can help y'all with that. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion from talking to the brother. Just want to let that know. But with that being said, I would be remiss if I didn't, because we talked about the YouTube, which I want you to say that again. Okay. Give the people the YouTube and as well the other ways that they can get in touch with you and your wife so that they can continue to do business with you all and get help from you all.
Okay, sure. So the YouTube, go to either Kinley Accounting. That's going to be all your tax tricks, accounting tips, general business tips. We try to do them in series and not just random, but try to do some series so that way you can kind of follow along systematically. If you want the vlog, aka here's my speed bumps, what I'm struggling through, some of the successes, that's just my name, Cameron Williams, and you'll see my picture on there so you'll know it's me. In regards to the easiest way to get in contact with us, just go to the website, which is www.kinleyaccounting.com. To spell Kinley is KYNLI accounting, one word.com. You can book calls with us depending on what your need is. You can see what we do, who's on our team, what we're doing. Look at all our reviews, which I probably need to update now the tax season is over. And just reach out to us. We're here to help. We want to give a premium service, so I'm not going to say that we are for everybody. But again, we know that what we accomplish works. We know that we can help people. We have a proven track record of having done it. And that's what we're here to do.
Man, you came back a second time and you've been dropping nuggets again. And it's crazy because this is a first as well. I don't know how and I don't know when, but you still got more in you. And I'm all about getting all the stuff to the people. And I know you are about helping people. So best believe we will have you back on again sometime in the future. But until then, on behalf of everybody, I want to say thank you, because amazing. Like, you dropped nuggets on us. You gave us information. The information just to be able to go out there and see how you lived your journey and the journey that you're on with your family. We appreciate all that. Like, Grant, don't go nowhere. I want to talk to you after the show. So don't run away. But again, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on, brother. I really do.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me. And if I can make it, which should be pretty much, as long as you let me know, I'll be here, man.
Man, you know I will, man. But until then, brother, thank you again. And I'll see you on the other side. Man, he did it again. Came back a second time and dropped even more nuggets on us that I wouldn't even expect it. All I know is, in order to live a life of purpose, it's all about helping others. And remember, he had his wristband on. I didn't even know he had it on. I saw his hand go, I'm like, that looks familiar. And that wristband actually says, live in your purpose. Now, if you're one of those individuals wondering how can you live in your purpose, you can go to Amazon right now. I have written a book called Gift Seeker, Live in Your Purpose. Now, if you're one of those individuals that are already living a life of purpose, already doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, what your gift is, but you just can't stay focused, guess what? Wrote another book for that. It also can be found on Amazon. The title of that book is Mind Your Vision, Time to Focus. Or maybe you're one of those people, you know your gift. You're already focused. You know what to do. And you're like, I don't know what to do day to day. I can't stick to the plan. Because you heard Cameron said you have to have what your overall goal is from where you are now and where you're trying to go. And then you have to break it down on the way there. Guess what? There's another book to help you with that. And that book is called Focus 365. It's a 52-week success journal that goes day by day with you, helping you crush those milestones on the way to the bigger goal, which is your goal for success. All of those books can be found on Amazon right now. Again, Cameron dropped nuggets for you. He already laid the path work. And if you need more help, go to Amazon. But man, we had a great show this week, and I can't wait to come back next week because I already know the next guest is going to bring fire too. They're going to drop nothing but nuggets and give you everything you need to just what? Live a life of purpose. But they want you to live in purpose, with purpose, on purpose. I'll see everybody next week, and thanks again for tuning in. I love you all.
I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchanged something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.